There's nothing that brings people together like theater.
Social change theater gives the opportunity for the audience to become participants.
Sometimes I call it reality-based improv.
It's theater, but with a specific purpose and a meaning, and it can be used for a wide variety of things, like for social change, for bringing light to underserved communities or opinions, and on an individual level, help shed the weight of our experiences.
The form that is often used in interactive theater performances is forum theater. You take a situation, a scene that someone experienced where they felt lacking power. So you run through the scene and then run through it again, and the audience can say stop. And then they come in and take the place of the protagonist, and they can try their own idea for how to respond, a different strategy for that situation. Other playback forms are also used. People tell stories and have them reflected back in various forms using playback technique. And playback has a music table where someone is at the table creating music to go with the playback. And there's scarves, sometimes other props. And it can be very powerful for both the person whose story it is, but often other people too who relate in various ways to the story.
It makes it easier to talk about things that otherwise people can't talk about because it's pretend, it's theater.
What I love about it is just being able to address social things that are going on, homelessness, domestic violence, things that we need to pay attention to.
When I came across Outreach Theater Eugene, I saw a group of people who were being really authentically themselves and also brave to take on these larger struggles that we're dealing with as a society.
Through exposing each other to things that we may not have thought about, it may not change a person necessarily just in that moment very profoundly, but it plants a little seed.
And having open conversations and having people involved so we can all work together towards creating a better world.
It's broken down some of my walls or defenses, I think, and opened my heart more. Helped me to be more empathetic and just really be in that place of service to other people. It feels great, and so once you do it, you want more of it.
So our director, Mark Weinblatt, who has been doing this for 35 years, was gracious enough to come down to Eugene from Port Townsend to lead this 3-day workshop we had. My favorite part of the workshop was a man who I know quite well. I knew a little bit of his story. He was asked who he would like to play him, and he chose me. And it was really a difficult line to walk because at the same time I was telling his story, I was telling my story because they were much the same. And then at the end, Mark, our director, asked, how many of you have felt this way? So many hands went up. So you learn that you're not alone.
We are all here together. We're all here in it together. And we have very much more common experience than we do that separate us, that make us different.
I think that there's a really strong need for individual voices to be empowered. It can be really hard to find a place that gives you the space to really share your opinions or be enthusiastic about something that you feel in your heart but hasn't been brought into reality yet. And the cool thing about that is that it's for everybody.
You do not have to have experience, any theater experience at all. Because there is structure and form to it, you just step into that form and be real.
There are so many different tools and activities that social change theater brings to the table, and we are just incredibly excited to start sharing those with our community.
Our ideas are evolving and we're communicating about next steps, projects, so we would love to have folks come in and contribute their ideas and help us to grow and evolve in that way.
We'll be hosting events in the future and definitely would invite you to come be a participant or check it out or be an observer.
You should just come see what we're all about.
So I hope you come check it out.